Hey guys, and welcome to the deck profile that got me to the top 3 regionals. Now, I showed you guys a lot of this in the shorts video. However, this video is just going to be talking about what deck choices I made and how to play these decks in certain matchups. If you just want a quick 30-second explanation, make sure to just go to that video. And without further ado, here's my guide and enjoy. So the bread and butter of the deck is going to be the searches. Now, if you're playing Zoro and you're not running these 12 searches, maybe you just play a different deck, maybe Crocodile or something is more for you. So we're going to start off with the Izo, the Curly Dedam, and the Buggy. Very self-explanatory here. These ones are just going to get your engine rolling, and you just want to be playing one of these on your first turn, and the deck just plays itself from there pretty much. After this, we're going to be having our Whitebeard package, which is going to include both Marcos from OP3 and OP2. It's going to include the Whitebeard Pirates, which is also going to be a searcher and a searchable event, which I'll get onto later. And we're going to have the Joju, which we're never going to be playing, and it's only going to be a 2k counter. After this, we're going to have 2 Zoros here, 2 Makanos. These 2 cards are pretty self-explanatory. They've just been around since OP1 and OP2 respectively. Makino, it just has a 2k counter on top of having one of the best effects in the game, so in my opinion it's a mandatory 4-of. Zoro is something that we've actually cut down to 2 because we don't have Nami as a searcher, and we can also find that this card not having a counter can come up and actually lose some games, and sometimes it feels a little bit awkward to play him at times. But on the contrary, sometimes you just need that little bit of extra going wide and getting off another swing to go for game if your opponent, for example, puts up a blocker. Now, after this, we're going to have the event package. We're going to be having 4 Radical Beam and 4 Guard Point. These allow you to play more around both of your Marcos and allow you to feel very safe even when you're on low life. So just remember that this is not always just a rush deck, but it can also play mid-range, and it can survive some kill turns in the late game, which is paramount in the red mirror matchup. After this, we're going to be going on to our tech cards over here on my left. We're going to have 2 Fire Fist, 2 Otama, 1 Gordon, 1 Magra, and 2 Edward Newgate. Now, my opinion on Fire Fist is that this is a lot of people don't run this. They end up just playing the package that I have here on my right. However, I really like the consistency that this card brings, as it's searchable by both Buggy and Izo. Now, a lot of the time, this card will be kind of a dead card. However, you can still ditch it off both of your Marcos. So it'll never truly be a dead card unless your opponent ignores these, which they most likely won't. Now, next up, we have Otama at 2. The only reason that this is only at 2 is because I didn't feel the need to have more than 10 2k counters. The guard points and the radical beams and the marker also give really good defensive benefit, so these cards are most likely not needed at more than 10. It is also searchable by Curly Dedam, which is a plus, and this is actually a card that people can consider going at 3 or 4 depending on their build. After this, we're going to be going for Gordon. Now, Gordon and Otama just go hand in hand. They work beautifully with Fire Fist, Marco, Newgate, everything that you can think of. Another really cool thing that you can do with Gordon that Otama can't do is you can set up plays where you're going into your 5-don turn. You drop this guy on 3, you can use this one to kill a 6 cost or less. Now, this can be really good in the mirror matchup if you're going first and your opponent is about to play a Teach or a Marco if they don't have anything else in their hand. And it's also, in my opinion, the MVP when versing Whitebeard, as any time they have a character rested, you can just put it -3, start smacking it and start burning their hand, or literally just get a free kill. Next up, we're going to be having Edward Newgate. Blackbeard or Whitebeard, I think, are very good at 2. I had some issues in testing where as soon as I summoned my Blackbeard, the opponent would most likely Marco my 1-drop or my 2-drop, and if my hand wasn't that insane, then I would just struggle to get a lot of value on him. And also because as soon as you attack with him, he can be negged by the Otama, Gordon, or for example, Whitebeard's ace. So I found these things to be quite annoying in the late stages of my testing. Hence, I ended up going with Newgate. This card comes up a lot in the mirror. If you're going first, your opponent can be quite surprised by you just simply dropping this on 9. When you're versing Whitebeard, this is one of the bodies that can actually put in some real damage late game. A lot of your bodies end up being too small to hit the Whitebeard when they're at 8k attack, when they're on their own Newgate turns, and you simply attach 1 to your leader, 1 to your Newgate, and he starts hitting like a truck. And also, once he's out, he's basically never being removed. So he's it really puts a clock on your opponent. Next up, we have Magra. Now, this card easily could be anywhere between 0 and 4, depending on what kind of list that you want to play. Some people swear by 4, and I agree with this 100%. The only reason why I don't like it at 4, and I'd prefer to stick around 1 or 2, is because a lot of the time you just don't have the 1 drops to really piggyback off, and I think you need a very good situation where you're piggybacking off one of these cards. However, if they end up dying, then it can be hard to find value with this card. However, at the end of the day, it is still a 1k counter, so it is never dead in hand. Now, if you guys want to be playing this deck, I would seriously recommend anything that is on this side can be removed. It can be changed. The values can be changed as well. For example, depending on the meta, you might even want to bump up Gordon and Fire Fist. These will increase the consistency of your Curly Dadan and your Buggy and Ezo searches as well. This one can be swapped to Blackbeard, of course, as I said, and Magra can be bumped up all the way to 4. Honestly, Zoro could be cut completely. It could also be bumped up to 4 if you still prefer that OP1, OP2 player style of Zoro. However, this is the wonderful thing about this deck. Depending on your local scene or what you expect the tournaments to be, you can build this deck to literally beat any deck. The reason why I picked this deck, in testing, I felt that this deck completely bulldozed everything, apart from maybe a very lucky Law who has a perfect hand, or a Zoro. I felt 50-50 with Zoro and better than 50-50 odds against everything else, which put me to the conclusion that this is simply the best deck, and that's why I ran this deck. Alright, that just about wraps up my video for the OP3 guide for Zoro. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.